Today we're going to be putting together a data science development environment in VsCode using Anaconda. So first step is I'm going to just pull up a web browser and I'm going to go ahead and pull up Google or really any search engine, and you're just going to type in Anaconda, not the, snake. I guess there's a snake associated with it, but you just want the Anaconda distribution. I like that they automatically sense it, and yes, you want Python 9. You're going to download it for your system. I used to have a Linux. I love Linux. We're just going to go ahead and download, and I'll come back once this is finished. So now it's finished downloading, and I'm just going to click it. And it pops up this lovely installation guide. And so Anaconda, let's go back. It is a Python package distribution service. So installing Python by itself can cause so many problems for your computer, especially if you're on a Windows. And so people have created things like Anaconda or Poetry. I'm sure there's a few others that allow you to do this. Anaconda is probably the easiest to use, and if your company has a license, they have it too. If they don't, they use something like open source like Poetry. I find Poetry a little bit harder to work with, and since it's for personal use, I can use it. I'm just going to click next. I'm going to agree, and I'm going to do just me because I don't have any other users on my computer. It's going to install it to this user. It's going to take 4 gigabytes, so make sure you have at least 4 gigabytes available on your computer for this, and actually you want quite a bit more than that just to make it smooth, ease of use. We're going to register it as my default Python 3.9, and that way everything works together. Don't press this button. Press this button if things go bad after the first try, but for the most part it's going to just install it for you, and it's just going to work seamlessly with all of your IDEs for Visual Studio, PyCharm, or whatever. We're going to be using Visual Studio. We're not going to be using, I have used PyCharm, but we're not going to be using that. We're just going to install that. Alright, Anaconda is finished downloading. We're just going to click next. Never heard of this one before. This is new. I want to know what it is. Okay, stop clicking buttons. We're going to click next. I don't need a tutorial, and I don't need that, so we're just going to click finish. Don't tell me they have a new one. They have a new one. You know, this is nice. Let's see. I'm going to download this. Their new software. And it looks like it's an IDE that will compete with VsCode. So we're going to save that for later because I haven't tested it out, and I haven't tested it out, so I can't really work through it. But we're going to go and we're going to basically, you Google VsCode download, right? Click the link. It's going to have download for Windows. So we're going to basically install VsCode. Pops up the handy dandy install me agreement stuff that nobody ever reads. Click next. Click next. I like a desktop icon, and I like to be able to, those two let you open it from like the file explorer, like if you right click open with code. So I like that. I'm going to do that. You don't have to. And we're just going to install. Alright, we're going to get it launched and go. So this is VsCode, and here we don't have anything installed. That's on purpose. We're going to go through the laundry list of things you should probably install in order to work with it well. So one, you're going to install a kind of Python compatibility package. You're going to install Jupyter. See, that's all installing. Great. I installed Docker. I like, I don't have, if I was doing a web application, I love the debugger. I do mine for Chrome. We're going to install Gitlens because we're going to set up Git on this computer as well. Install. What else are we going to install? I'm going to install, I like Live Server, but I think that's more for web development. Yeah. So we don't need that one. but it is fun. We're going to install, I like rainbow brackets, rainbow CSV is great, and then rainbow brackets. It just gives you clarity, like if you install, let's say you have to look at a CSV for whatever reason, you're looking at it, you don't want to load it into Excel, you don't want to pull it up in Pandas, you can just pull it up there. Rainbow brackets. I'm going to install a remote SSH so that I can log into servers. I am going to install AWS so that I don't have to do it again. Basically lets you use it from your notebook. And yeah, we'll probably use a few of those other ones, but this is the one I just keep it there for my own purposes. That one too, see how I configure. This is if you're using the cloud, you don't have to, but I want to set back up my environment. And we're going to back in WSL, subsystem for Linux, yes, just in case I want to work from Linux. And that, I want to say, is pretty much it that you would need. I have something, bookmarks, I think they let you bookmark your code. Mark. Yeah. Just let you bookmark code. Okay. So that's all set up. So if you learn, how does it integrate with like Anaconda, right? So you have this one, or if you click Control-Shift-P, it'll kind of do the same thing. You're going to select your Python interpreter, and this is your Anaconda distribution. Right there, handy dandy Anaconda distribution. And it's just going to set it up to be used in your notebooks for you. Let me get all of that out of the way. And I'm not connected to AWS right now. All right. So next, I'm going to click Control-Shift-P again, and we're going to set up a Jupyter notebook, and essentially, you now have a built-in handy-dandy Jupyter notebook session. But what are we going to do next? We are going to actually pull up a terminal, and I'm going to show you about cookiecutter data science. I don't want PowerShell. I want a command prompt. There we go. So here is what Anaconda does. So it gives you base, which is basically a Python development environment with all the basic stuff in it. I would recommend keeping base and then setting up one for specifically analytics. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up the instructions for creating a conda environment. I do not recommend, starting in your base and adding stuff, because then you'll just screw up base. So we're going to create a new environment. And hold on, let me find my tutorial one. All right, so I'm in command prompt. First thing I want to do is I'm going to check, conda version. Just let you know that it's present, it's happy, it's not screwing with you. That's exactly what we installed. Next, we're going to look at if there's anything to update. It's a new install, so there's really not going to be anything to update. It's going to be there, but let's say you were, trying to make another one a few weeks later and they have an update release, you can update your conda base. So it's going to collect packages and basically test that. And you just have to sit here, look sad, and wait. Oh, that was quick. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that things get updated and I just don't keep my environments updated. I'm just going to click yes. And it's going to install any updates. All right, so now we're going to create an environment. So I like to create conda, create new environment, and I'm going to give it Python Analytics as an environment name. And actually, I hate putting, and I'll just put name Analytics. I hate putting dashes and underscores. You can. I find that I forget that stuff when I'm typing it. But anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use Python 3.9, but let's say you're setting up something and the code needs to run 3.6 or 3.7. You want to use that. And so we're going to do that. We're going to set it up on Anaconda with install, and we're just going to press enter. Oh, I can't spell. They don't pay me to either. There we go. So now we're creating a separate environment to do all of my data science analytics processes from that environment. And we just have to sit here and we wait. All right, so we're done, and we're just going to say conda activate analytics. All right, so now I'm pretty sure conda comes pre-installed with most things that you're going to need. Let's do a check on that. Yeah, so it's already pre-installed. When we get into packages that aren't pre-installed, we'd want to do it in our analytics setup, which we'll get to that. All right, so this is pretty much set up. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you cookie cutter data science. What is cookie cutter data science, and why should you even care? Well, cookie cutter data science was introduced to me by a client years ago, and I find that it is probably the easiest and best way to set up any data science related project, because it creates a hierarchy of information that's easy for everyone to view your project. And so essentially, it tells the license of the project. It sets a maker file if you need it. You can have YAML files too in here. But basically you have your data, and you have stages for your data, like raw, unedited. You have processed, you have like intermediate data storage formats, and then you have any external data outside of your system. Docs, which is easy for use if anyone needs essentially documentation, long form. You have models where you can store any version of your models. Jupyter notebooks. You have references or manuals that you need for exploratory data science. You can export all of your HTML, PDFs, images to reports. It tells the requirements for anyone trying to set back up your project. To do that, you can also have a setup py file for basically depending on how people want to install it. And then you have the source, which is basically the completed source of it. And I don't ever use this. I'm not sure what it is. Pretty sure it's useful for someone. But basically, you run your project and it'll run everything in all of the actual Python files, not your notebooks where you're doing your basic work, but your actual file set up for scripts so that your project can be run, which is incredibly useful. And so we're going to get this installed on GitHub. So I'm just going to make sure you have a GitHub account set up. If you don't, go ahead and set it up. You're going to need it for the rest of your career. Well, if you get into data science, not so much data analytics, because a lot of that work is in Tableau and Excel, believe it or not. And if you're in Python, then yeah, you'll need it. But I'm going to just get logged into my GitHub account. And we're going to get GitHub set up for us to be able to use. So this is the cookie cutter data science repo. And it works with pretty much anything. And we're going to get it installed and configured so that you can use it pretty easily, actually, because now they have it where you can install it via conda. Whoopity-doo. But we're going to get it installed and useful, so you don't actually need to install GitHub Desktop. But, you know, just for kicks, GitHub Desktop, we're going to get that installed, because it's a way to manage your repos. Like, how do you set up a full system? Just get everything set up. So GitHub Desktop. Pretty sure I need to install Git on my computer. I'm not sure it is. When I deleted everything out. So we're just gonna get that set up. And it pretty much makes a, let's see why it failed. Open, okay. I have no idea why it failed. Let me try one more time. I might have to install Git first. It's been so long since I've had to do this, so I'm just throwing this out here. I have no idea what I'm doing when I reinstall stuff to my computers. I write it down what has to be installed, but you know. There we go. Yeah, it was just an issue. And so we're going to get this set up. Okay, so this is GitHub. all GitHub does is allow you to easily add your repos to and from the internet. It just makes it so much easier. And so this is trying to pull, when I was working through a book, it's trying to pull it, it can't find it, that's all it's saying. But this is at least on your computer. Let's go back to cookiecutter, and let's go to VsCode, and we're gonna just put this right here. So we need a terminal right down here. All right. So we're just gonna, we're gonna do conda install. So we're gonna run their conda stuff. So conda config -- add channels conda forge. All right, then we're gonna conda install cookiecutter. And yes, I'm still in my analytics environment. I don't want to own my entire like base Python distribution. So we wait. And when we wait, we play games. We lose game. Okay, we're done. So I want to start a new project. So this is how we do it. We're just going to come here and say cookie cutter -c v1 https:// github.com/driven-data/cookie -data-science. Git not installed. I knew I didn't install Git. Okay, so we can't pip install Git. At least I'm pretty sure I can't pip install Git. I have to get Git from the internet. Okay, we're gonna say install Git. Yeah, there we go. Install Git. So let's see, Linux, Mac, Windows. Yeah, we can download it from Windows automatically. I don't have WinGit. I'm just going to select my 64-bit system. There we have Git. Git is running. Git is popping up somewhere, wanting permissions. Of course, Git, you can have all the permissions. Okay, happy installation box. It's going to set up its folder. Aha. Let me see. I bet I deleted it from the computer, but not entirely when I was redoing stuff. So we're just going to go to this file location. We're going to look for Git. We're going to delete, and we're going to say next. I like local stuff on my desktop. I know. Vim, Notepad, VsCode. I like VsCode. You can keep it as Vim. You're welcome to keep it as Vim, but I like keeping everything together. Like it decide. Ooh. We'll bundle with OpenSSH. Okay. SSL, I'm sorry. Okay. Windows style. Yeah, this is all fine. Don't change stuff. You don't know what you're doing. Nope. What was the last one? Yeah. Nope. Okay. Happy Git. Play games. Well, this probably is finished too quickly to play games. Okay. We don't want the release notes, and we don't want to launch Git bash. We're going to click finish. And so now we're going to try this again. I might have to restart this window, I'm thinking. All right. So see, this is why I like having GitHub installed locally. We're going to sign in with my browser. I'm just going to pull up my credential manager. It was already there, so yay, it worked. And we're just going to exit out of that and pull back up VsCode. And it says, could not be found, typo. Likely, I can't spell. So let's try that. Let's go look at the instructions again. And I'm going to just press the up key. It'll give you the last code you ran. So cookiecutter -c v1 https:// github.com data driven cookie. Yeah, see, I forgot the whole word cutter. Attention to detail. Did not pass that class ever. Okay, project name. We're going to be working on an e-commerce data set first because I like e-commerce. And repo name for our GitHub account, e-commerce. I'm going to call it tutorial. Arthur, Christina, Nikki Insights, and tutorial on data science using e-commerce data. This is going to be an MIT license, and S3 bucket, do not include. Choose from 1, 2, 3 optional. Just press enter. I'm not putting my profiles. Interpreters Python 3. There we go. We are all set up. Ooh, we're getting a version 2 soon. So if I great. So I just, in that case, if I go to my GitLab, actually it might not be here because I didn't download it from there. Okay, found it. So you're just going to go to your file system and you're going to locate where it's putting all your stuff. So I'm running this from my user. I should really create a subfolder, but I'm running it from my user account. And so that means I need to pull up it there, and here is pretty much where we have e-commerce tutorial. So we're just going to click, and I am going to open with code. That's why I like having that there. We're going to trust it. And so here are now all of the documents and things that we need in order to get started. Yeah. I want to say, I have a note saying try out snippets for data science. I wonder if that is a library. Python snippets for data science. Yeah, we're going to test drive this one. We're just going to see how we like it. And we're going to test drive the intent, just because that would make life super simple. Okay, so that's pretty much how you get set up with Visual Studio Code. You should now have here a project. This is your source code, so you can basically, this has, you know, git ignore stuff, but you can, we're going to publish to GitHub, and we're going to allow, and that's just going to pull up this authorization screen. Authorization screen. Nope, still not there. Authorization screen. Okay, authorize Visual Studio Code, and we're just going to allow. Open link. We're going to click yes. And this is a private repo, published to GitHub as a private repo. We'll make this public once we're finished with all the tutorials. And so there we go. It is now synced with Git. We're going to get out of this. If you notice, it tells you, like I always do an initial commit, and so we're going to say initial commit. And I like to commit fairly regularly. And I'm pretty sure I'm spelling this wrong. Blame the public school system. Oh, no change to commit. Yeah, empty commit. No, duh, I haven't done anything. Okay, so it made its initial commit. All right, good. This is a run and debug system, and so you can run a Python debugger, and you can just debug the active Python file. But I don't have any debug set up. Remote Explorer. This is if you're SSHing into something else, testing. I don't have any Python tests set up, but that's there. That's the AWS. It'd be really useful if my recording system wasn't in the way of my sidebar. Let me minimize this just a little bit. Okay. And what is that? Remote Explorer. Docker. Yeah, we're gonna Dockerize some things. I don't have Docker installed on my computer. Okay, great. I didn't install Docker Desktop and Docker, so install Docker. We're gonna install Docker Desktop. We're gonna download for Windows. It's gonna give us this handy dandy stuff, and basically this creates containers for you to use, or you can create containers and everything you need. Okay. You can create containers for you to use. They have samples of things if you're trying to set up a basic system of stuff, and they already have, a lot of people have made their own, and so you can use theirs or you can make your own. I find it useful either way. So it popped up this screen. I'm just going to press OK, and as it unpacks and unloads, but we'll go over Docker in more detail and complete the server video. That's just like too much of a deep dive, in my opinion. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Let me pull back up VsCode. Okay, Docker's still installed. Okay, what's this? Gitlens. Yeah, this is just to help you get started with. I don't know how to explain it when I'm not using it. Let's just say there's a lot of features and you can kind of see your commit graph. I like that. I really like visual history, but it basically will help you look between versions and things like that. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So you can get started with the walkthrough, so you can basically see, what you did. I like comparing them side by side, but you can see your commits, file history, branches that you're working on, branches, when you're working on team or life, but we'll see that. AWS, we'll set that up some other time. And I don't have any bookmarks yet, so we'll worry about that. I think that's everything once we get Docker installed. So we're gonna wait to get Docker installed and go from there. I want to think, is there anything else I normally have installed on my computer? Nothing else is in my notes. But a few things I wanted to try. We're gonna close. And you can just sign it. Create a Docker account if you don't have one. I highly recommend that. This is everything you need for a basic environment. Next videos, I'm probably going to do this, like how do you set up your Google Colab if you're working from Google Colab, and I'm not going to do poetry. I might do poetry. We'll see if I need content. But Google Colab. I want to try the data spell just out with Intelligence with the Python creators, whatever their name is. I want to try that. So I'll probably do both of those just to see and compare for fun and kick some giggles. And if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, press the like button. I talk all things data science, career, jobs, learning, and I try to help get more people into technology in general. I like technology. I like building the future is how I see it. You're building the future. It's kind of like, they're making oil and we got all the trains. Well, not making oil, mining oil and mining gold and all that. We got trains, cars, all the cool stuff in the world. But we're doing this on the internet now, so cool. I'll see you guys next time. And if you have questions, feel free to put them in the comments.